Welcome back, everyone, to another Eat Speed Live, the most delicious live stream in the Metroplex. I'm Bud Kennedy.
And Steve Wilson.
Our guest today, I'm excited to welcome Deborah Williamson to Eat Speed Live. She brought the restaurant James from being the burger capital of Brooklyn to Hurst. And you heard me right. She moved from Brooklyn to Hurst and has been on Grapevine Highway for more than a year now, near the Hurst Colleyville border. And it's really not a normal burger place. So Deborah, tell us your description of James.
Hi guys. Thanks for having me on the show. I'm super excited to be here. So James is the second generation of a restaurant I was running in Brooklyn. I launched in 2008 in Prospect Heights, right on the heels of the financial crisis, and in this little neighborhood that really had not gentrified yet. And then spent 15 years cooking and running a very beautiful, small farm-to-table, super seasonal restaurant that really changed my whole outlook on food and my trajectory of how I was choosing to work. Sorry, there's a lot of sirens going on. I don't know if you can hear that.
You didn't leave anything on the stove, did you, Deborah?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
It's like I'm back in New York with the sirens. Anyway,
I'm kidding about burgers, because you really have a fresh food, all natural restaurant with some incredibly beautiful plating and just a really different kind of restaurant. For the viewers, if you're somebody who likes to go to some of the chains like True Food or Flower Child, this is a local chef's version of it, and this is a fresh food, a distinctive, different. It's made quite a reputation in Hurst. Now, wait a minute. Tell us about this first.
Okay, so this is a dish called all day eggs. So the thinking behind this space is I wanted something that would appeal to a broad variety of people and was really driven by the way I like to cook and the way I like to eat. And that might be eggs in the middle of the day or eggs for dinner. So you can come in and have this dish, which is all day eggs. It's 2 crispy, lacy fried eggs. Underneath you have an olive gremolata and then miso baby potatoes. So we take baby potatoes and finish them in a miso butter. Beautiful greens. And it's all just layered together. But you can come in and have that, and your companion can have a really gorgeous steak. You can have a burger. The menu is really meant to satisfy a lot of different palates. And we're trying to do really beautiful, well-sourced, thoughtful, chef-driven food that is in a comfortable, casual environment. So we call it fine casual. There's a counter approach when you walk in. So you'll order at the counter. It's a big, airy, beautiful space. And we have lots of plants. I'm wildly into plants and herbs. We grow our own herbs in our container patio, but I also have a garden, and I grow shiso and herbs that we'll cut every day for the restaurant. And then after you order at the counter, you are seated in the dining room, and then it's complete full service, upscale service that you would have comparable at any other restaurant, but the vibe is very relaxed. I'm trying to take sort of like the formality out of this kind of dining so that you don't necessarily have to have a reservation. We're on Resi, you can get a reservation, but we're primarily walk in, and that's really sort of the energy that people, like to be able to come in. They can linger for as long as they want, but also if they want to just come in and get a great meal on the fly, they know that they can do that. And it also appeals to, we have gluten-free, we have keto, we make a keto gluten-free flatbread. We make our own keto flat gluten-free burger buns. So you can come in with someone who maybe is a vegetarian or maybe is gluten-free or a carnivore or on a keto program or really doesn't care about any of that and just wants a great burger. And my hope is that all of them feel like they found the right place. They all feel like they have what they want on the menu. We can, far exceed their expectations, and they feel really fed when after they dine and they spend time with us on all levels. We're trying to not only feed them from a culinary perspective, but we want them to feel they're at home and it's relaxed and it's fun and the menu is a little different, and it's constantly changing. It's the
Now
sort done.
you were kind of a well kept secret for a while out in Hurst and Colleyville, and it was like their little place. And now you've started to become known across Tarrant County for your ability and what you do. And now you were, I think, were you one of the people who was rained out of the Fort Worth Food and Wine Festival the other day?
Yeah, we were. That was
Yeah.
it was a bummer. We were in the Rise and Dine with a handful or a lot of other friends and
What
chefs.
were you going to serve?
Well, so believe it or not, I have a grilled cheese on our menu that is, I ran it in Brooklyn, and it's called a farmer's grilled cheese. So we were sort of doing like a doped up version of that. It's like insanely beautiful bread, insanely beautiful cheese. But then we finish it with all these pickled vegetables. So it's pickled shallots, pickled radishes, beautiful wild greens. And we were actually in the middle of prepping that because you're prepping for around 900 people. And we got the call 45 minutes before you're about to drive out that it was totally flooded. It was completely rained out. And the organizers, that whole team is incredible. The Fort Worth Food and Wine Foundation is just a remarkable group of people, and the work they do is incredible. So we were certainly disappointed, but they really didn't have any other choice. And I think they all did the best that they could. So next year.
All the brunch restaurants in town were giving away a lot of side items because they had prepped so much for the festival Saturday. Well, now, so you have, I don't want to confuse people. You have lunch and dinner every day. You have brunch on weekends. Go over your hours and then talk about what you're selling for Easter brunch.
Okay. So we are 6 days. We're open Monday, Wednesday, Thursday for dinner, 4 to 9. And then we're closed on Tuesdays. And Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we open at 11 and we do brunch from 11 to 4. Friday and Saturday, we go on into dinner until 9, and Sunday we close at 6. So we have abbreviated hours. We're, slowly growing. We're on a great trajectory, but it's going to take us. I don't want to open up 7 days if we don't have, the volume that I need to really make it viable. I mean, where this is a locally owned and totally 100% independent, and we're a seed oil free restaurant.
Yeah, that's a big deal right now. No seed oils. The new secretary has made that a big deal, but it was already. I mean, I can't tell you. It's just the last 3 months everybody started emphasizing no seed oils.
Yeah, thankfully it's becoming a thing, and I think we're in the midst of a really interesting time. We're in the midst of a food awakening, not only from seed oils, but from dyes and chemicals, and the way super processed food is actually handled and the effects that it has on the body. So as that movement continues to grow and more knowledge is out there, I think you'll see this whole industry start to change in a good way. And
Steve, what photos do you have that look good?
What's that?
Steve, that's about photos.
Well, yeah, Steve, show us what you see.
Well, let's see. Here's this.
I'm
not sure if this was a salad or a burger. Now, what's going on here?
Deborah, I think that looks like I ought to have to mow it. What is that?
I know. I'm sorry. It's so our burgers. You can have the choice of beautiful farm greens, or you can have them miso potatoes. So this is our current burger. We do seasonal burgers throughout the year. This is spring, and it has a really vibrant, gorgeous pesto. So there's a garden pesto. Oh. Then our beef, which is grass-fed, grain-finished, hormone-free, antibiotic-free, local pastured Black Texas Angus beef. So it's really delicious. And then it's piled high with pickled red onions. There's a local bakery that gives us, that we buy their beautiful 100% butter brioche bun. And then this one is with greens. But you can have it with potatoes as well. So you have either. And this is our classic burger. So same setup. This is available throughout the year. You can also have it with potatoes, but it's the same beef that's local. And then it's just, finished with, that's a cheddar and tomato, lettuce, brioche bun, just great classic all-American burger.
How did you get to be known for burgers in Brooklyn?
I don't really, it's kind of funny. When we opened in 2008, it was pre-burger, mania. Like people hadn't really started doing burgers in that way in restaurants. And we put it on the menu pretty quickly. And then we started sourcing again. In New York, we could source so much within 400 miles. And I was in the farmer's market 5 days a week. So we had like a chicken farmer, an egg farmer, a beef farmer. You had a farmer for everything. And then you would go to the farmer's market and you're getting Asian vegetables, 12 different types of apples, like all the things. So we were really super local and highly well sourced. And we started the burger pretty early on, and we were buying incredible beef. And I don't know, it just kind of took off. Then we ended up doing something that we're doing now. So when we opened in 2008, we opened in June, the markets fell in October. It was like a rough time to be opening, bootstrapping a little farm to table restaurant in the heart of Brooklyn. Like, everybody was freaking out. So one of the first things we did after we launched the burgers, we did a Monday burger night, and we like deeply discounted our burgers. And we started adding all these different types of burgers, and it just became a thing. And it stayed with us for 15 years, and we really became known for it. But we would not only do seasonal burgers, we'd do a lamb burger. There would be all these different options, and people would make it, part of the regular routine and go out of their way to come on a Monday burger night. And it also was just like a fun, relaxed, cool vibe. Everybody was just like, starting their week off right. So when I opened here pretty quickly, we launched our Monday burger night. So we do that every Monday, but we offer $2 off burger, beer, and wine. And then we do special versions of our burgers. So there's like an extended, we have a keto burger, a classic burger, a spring burger, a roasted jalapeno burger. Yeah.
I don't want to overemphasize New York. I mean, I'm really the Fort Worth guy. I'm in the minority here with two people from the mid cities. So you grew up in Hurst or North Richland Hills and went to Bell, and then just happened to go to New York and come back. But you're a local Texan.
Total local Texan. Yeah, I was raised in North Richland Hills, and I went to Richland. So Bell was like my rival. And then I went to New York for work, and I ended up in Brooklyn. I fell in love, and I ended up in Brooklyn. I opened this restaurant, spent 20 plus years in New York City, but 15 of the last years in Brooklyn running my place. My dad, my whole family is based in Texas and North Texas. And my father passed away in 21. I spent a fair amount of 21 coming back and forth from New York to help with my family and be with my father in those months. And in that process, I really felt like the universe was kind of calling me home, and that my time in New York was coming to a closure. My lease was up, and to renegotiate your lease is a big thing. Working and living and running a restaurant in New York has one of the best experience of my life for sure. But it's incredibly challenging. And I don't know, it was like time for a new chapter. So
what were the restaurants that you liked growing up? Where did you like to go? And where have you found here that you really like?
Oh, Lord. So my favorite place here, well, Joe T's for sure. But that Joe T's when it was in the house. I don't know, is it still in the house now? Like the old house. Like weren't they they were in like near closer to Grapevine, and then they moved. You would just go and drink margaritas all day. I haven't been to Joe T's since I got back. So again, I've been gone for like 20 years. But
there was a Esparza's in Grapevine is in an old house in Grapevine. So I can see that comparison. Joe T's has always been an old house on the north side of Fort Worth, and then for a few years they had kind of a copy version in Addison and North Dallas. But Esparza's is an old house in downtown Grapevine, and Joe T's is the big place in Fort Worth. Southern Living just named it the margarita you must have.
Oh yeah, for sure. Is Esparza's still going?
Esparza's is still going, yes, has celebrated anniversary. So.
Amazing.
And that was where a lot of people from the quote unquote mid cities would go up to Esparza's, and it was very much the Joe T's of that part of the county in those days. So.
Love it. Yeah, I'm just starting I've got my list going of places to try now that I'm back. I have, limited amount of time, but I like Tokyo Cafe Teddy Wong's. I was really impressed with the food. The chef at Teddy Wong's is great. Huge fan of Rena Frost with Max on Main. She's a good friend and she does really beautiful work. And we were going to kind of work side by side at the Rise and Dine. So, I also like R&D Kitchen, which is, just like the whole aesthetic and the vibe and the way they really handle their guests is really beautiful. So, yeah, but I'll take any recommendations because
those are some good suggestions. We go to Tokyo Cafe a lot, and Teddy Wong's is like the dumpling capital now. And Steve, you could probably give her some more ideas.
Yeah, well, I mean, do you get the Teddy Wong's? You get the duck, Peking duck. Have you tried that?
The duck, but also the cod.
Mm-hmm.
The cod tempura. Whoa, incredible, yeah.
And then Kevin's like an institution now over there at Tokyo Cafe. So,
yeah, when I actually went with Rena over to see Kevin, and he gave us a tour of his garden in the back, where he's growing all his vegetables, and I was like loving that because that's something that I try to do as well. Like we do it in our outside in our patio. We have a Meyer lemon tree. And we are growing all sorts of herbs. We grow shiso, but I also grow shiso and herbs at my home garden. And I'll clip all of that. So I love to see it when chefs are, really working and with local produce and growing their own things, because it just gives you a different context for the food. And it can't get any fresher than like going out and clipping right before your service.
Well, now you need to tell everybody what you like. What would you like to show off when people come to James? What do you wish people would try and order?
Oh, well, I go out and talk to the tables quite a bit, and especially if it's their first time, because it takes a little bit. Often they're looking at the menu and we're really a little different, so it takes a little explaining. But I try to navigate people based on what I think or what they're really looking for. We're well known for our burger and our steak, but also we have a beautiful salmon taco. And while we do our Monday burger night, on Thursdays we do a taco night. So we do Taco Thursdays instead of Taco Tuesday.
It is a beautiful salmon taco.
It's beautiful. And we do 5 other tacos as well, but we only do them on Thursdays. So tonight we're doing a short rib taco, which is incredible. This salmon taco, we're doing a local striped bass taco, our steak, and then we do a chicken tinga, and we also do a shrimp taco with bacon. So yeah, it's a diverse menu, and we also have things like a favorite bowl. We do like the all-day eggs. We have lots of vegetables, beautiful salads.
You have craft cocktails, I believe. You have a full bar.
We have a full bar, and this is our olive oil cake with fresh macerated, beautiful strawberries. Prior to that was our shrimp and polenta, and our cocktail program. This is the favorite bowl, which is like a pink beet hummus. There's an olive oil poached chicken, kale with miso. That's our steak with the baby miso potatoes and beautiful arugula, and underneath is a little chimichurri. So it kind of runs the gamut. It's not really like singular with one particular focus. And our cocktail program is seasonal as well. We make everything in-house. So like we have a hibiscus margarita. We make the hibiscus syrup from flowers that I get at one of the farmers markets. We cook all that down. We have a mango margarita, hibiscus margarita.
Did you say you make your biscuits?
No, we have we did have a biscuit, but we don't have it right now. But no, hibiscus.
Oh, hibiscus. Okay.
The
biscuit made me think of brunch, though, because I said I was going to mention Easter brunch. You have like strawberry pancakes, strawberry rhubarb pancakes, and blueberry pancakes, and you have a big Easter brunch menu too. So.
Yeah, Bud's looking for a biscuit. Bud's looking for a biscuit.
I thought I heard hibiscus is great too. I'm big on that, but I thought I heard biscuit.
Yeah, we're doing a beautiful Easter brunch. It's all a la carte. And so we'll do a couple different pancakes. Our pancakes are ricotta based. So we do a lemon ricotta pancake. So it's got a little more density, but yet it's still really fluffy. And then we're doing a strawberry rhubarb. We make our syrups in-house, and then we finish it with beautiful fruit. And we also do a blueberry version. We'll have steak and eggs. We'll do huevos rancheros. I'm working on another, like a huevos mediterraneo. So we're going to have a couple other special dishes. Probably bring in a lamb dish. We might do like a lamb taco. So it's all kind of a little non-traditional, but with, threads of, Texas and farm to table. But it's lighter fare, I guess I would say.
Well, you might say it's non-traditional, but you're smart enough to know that Easter is about ham and lamb, and some restaurants try to make Easter about carrot cake or something completely different. So
Oh yeah, no.
yeah, you know what Easter's about. So
Yeah.
now you didn't tell us any of the stories that you told us in the pre-show when we were like setting up the camera and everything.
Which one? Which one do you want to hear?
Steve, do you remember anything that?
I remember.
I mean, she told us about the seed oils. I mean,
Yeah, okay.
she didn't talk about all what she used instead of seed oil, like butter.
Butter.
Yeah.
Okay, so
What
we're non-seed oil, so
Mhm.
we're 100% non-seed oil because their seed oils are ubiquitous and they're in everything. So we cook with only olive oil, butter. We render our own beef tallow. We render our own bacon fat, and we cook with coconut oil. But olive oil and butter are the primary fats that we use. And then in addition, we make our own ricotta in-house. We make our own mayo. So most mayo is blended with like canola or safflower. So we make our own mayo in-house. There's no seed oils in any of our breads. We also have a provisions line where we will cook sort of like snacks and whatnot that you can come in and take in a packaged form. But we also source a lot of other things, snacks, chips, olive oils, but all of it is 100% seed oil free. I'm a little bit obsessed with it. And once I went seed oil free a few years ago, and it was so transformative that I just, I knew at that moment that I would never be able to cook with them again. And I certainly couldn't, feed people in a restaurant with them for me. And so it really is like the underlying thread that is really driving a lot of what we do. So I think a lot about that when I'm trying to decide what we're going to put on the menu, when I source any of our products, when I look at a bread or whatnot, it all has to sort of fall within that line.
Well, I want to be sure and get the address right. It's James 290 Grapevine Highway in Hurst. Is that the right address?
It's 290 Grapevine Highway. We are literally at the border of Hurst and Colleyville. So on one side of Grapevine Highway, it's Colleyville. On the other side, it's Hurst, and we're in the Sprouts Shopping Center. So you have to look for us a little bit.
Sprouts Shopping Center, just north of Cheeksparger, I think. So you just happen to be on the Hurst side of Colleyville. So that's
literally, yeah. One of our bordering streets is Mid-Cities Boulevard, so we're right there. But yeah, we're in a little nook. We're in a little nook, but our space is really beautiful. And what I liked about it was that it was completely raw when we took it. It had been, that particular location had been vacant. We're sort of on an annex, and we were able to build it to spec. So I could build the kitchen that would really, sing for us and wasn't inheriting someone else's kitchen, and make it, fit for our team. And then it's a really big ish airy space with floor to ceiling windows, lots of plants. It feels like bright and welcoming when you come in.
Thank you, Deborah. You're very enthusiastic. You're a very good ambassador for healthy food. Steve, do you have any more questions?
Well, the taco.
Now, Steve, the taco caught that.
Yeah, the taco caught my eye. I mean, I don't normally see salmon tacos, so that was something that really caught my eye, because usually it's something like mai or tilapia or something like that, some sort of whitefish of some sort. So, how'd you come up with salmon?
Well, I'm a big salmon fan, and it's such a beautiful fatty fish, and this one works really well with. So in 23, we spent most of 23 building out the space. I was doing all of this R&D, cooking and making dishes while simultaneously we were doing the construction on the site. And I kept making this taco, and underneath it, it has a purple spicy cabbage slaw. So we're, hitting it with sriracha. We make we have a jalapeno garlic vinaigrette that gets woven into it. And just the combination of all those things, the slaw along with the really beautiful fish, it works. It doesn't seem like it would work, but it really does. And then in addition, we, I guess about a year or so ago in the summer, we started doing a striped bass taco. So we'll get a couple full fish and then break those down, and they're local. And it's just such a great Texas taco. But that one we're layering with slices of zucchini that we saute. So it's nice and beautiful and tender with an olive gremolata and cucumbers. And then we, finish it with some greens. So it's bright and fresh and really beautiful. And they're two different takes on a fish taco.
Is it I know Monday you said you did burger night. Is there a taco night?
Oh yeah.
Thursday's taco night.
Get over here, Steve. It's tonight. We do.
Night, okay.
Yeah. Get over here. And so we do five or six different tacos. So there'll be the short rib, the fish, two different fish. But we also do all of our handcrafted margaritas, and the margaritas are $3 off. So, there's always a little.
Any close when?
Yeah.
We've got time.
4 to 9. And we're doing, so we have mango margarita right now, a hibiscus margarita, passion fruit, and we do lime. But the margaritas also will change throughout the year. So in summer, we're doing a peach margarita. We'll do a plum margarita. In the fall, we just finished in the fall doing a pear yuzu margarita, which was really just so rounded and beautiful and different. So we try to keep it interesting, especially for our regulars that are coming through. We have 80% of the menu stays pretty consistent. Those are our all-stars, and you're always going to be able to come in and get that salmon taco or, a beautiful burger. But throughout the year, week to week, we're going to change things, and we'll throw things on as a special, and we'll weave things in and weave them out as the seasons change.
Thank you, Chef Deborah Williamson from James. 290 Grapevine Highway in Hurst on the Colleyville border. It's Taco Thursday night if you're watching us live. If you're not, wait till next Thursday for that salmon taco. Monday is burger night. Sunday brunch is a big hit. But really drop in anytime at James and you'll find healthy food and natural food. If you like going to some of the other all-natural restaurants that are around town, James is a good local restaurant run by a local chef in Hurst. So thank you once again, Deborah. Thank you for being a guest. Until next time, I'm Bud Kennedy.
And Steve Wilson.